Okay, we will go ahead and get started. So I would like to welcome you to Kindergarten Roundup, virtual Kindergarten Roundup today, March 11th, 2021. I'm very excited to share this information and share this event with you. So first thing I do want to let you know is that this is being recorded. So if you, family member, friends, or anybody's not able to join us tonight, all this information will be on the website. And we also did create a kind of a building tour, kind of virtual welcome to Lee Elementary Kindergarten video, which will be up shortly tonight, tomorrow morning. So you'll be able to see that too. And all this will stay on the website. So if you have any further questions or if you want to share this information within your friends, family members, anybody that you want to have come here to Lee for kindergarten next year, we'll have all this information for you. So we'll go ahead and get started. We have an exciting night. Once again, doing virtual is always a little bit different than what we've done in the past, but teachers worked really hard and we are ready to share information, allow you to meet the teachers. I'll introduce myself right away. I'm Mr. Koshin. I'm the principal at Lee Elementary, and I'm so excited to have you with us tonight, and even more excited to have your students join us next year for kindergarten. So kind of giving a little idea of what we'll be going through. Just in case you haven't calculated it yet, your students will be graduating in the year 2034. So congratulations on that. Give you something to look forward to, and you have an end date to this exciting journey. So throughout tonight, you're going to get a chance to meet the teachers, hear a little bit about themselves, and then they're also going to talk a little bit about what kindergarten looks like and some of the things that they do throughout the course of the day, the year, just so you kind of have an idea of what to expect when your students are in kindergarten. We're going to learn about the specialist classes, which all kindergarten students will have next year. We have a new online registration process, so we'll have an opportunity to explain that to you and answer any questions you may have. And at the end, we have some common questions and answers that we'll go over, and then we'll open up to some questions that you may have. So by then tonight, hopefully we'll have most of your questions answered that we can. And once again, we are here to help you through this journey, and we're here to support you in any possible way that we can. So I would like to recognize our board members. They're always kind of behind the scenes a little bit, but they are very supportive. They are here to help the students, help the staff, and do what's best for Richmond Community Schools. So I'd like to recognize President Deborah Michon, Vice President Angela Pacito, Secretary Bridget Shoeboy, Treasurer Danielle Sutton, Trustee Kyle Simmons, Trustee Margaret Telto. And as I was kind of scanning the crowd a little bit, I did see that Ms. Telto is with us, so that's always exciting. Trustee Sherry Zuby. I also like to recognize the Executive Director of Curriculum and Educational Services, Renee Era, and Superintendent Mr. Brian Walmsley. So all these people, we all have the same thing. We all want what's best for the students, and we work as a team. So it's one thing that definitely makes this a great place for your students to be. The administrators, I introduced myself, Mr. David Koshin, principal. This currently my 5th year. So when your students are in kindergarten next year, it will be my 6th year. And I also like to introduce our Dean of Students and Early Childhood Director, Mrs. Heidi Manguni.
Hi, everybody.
As you enter the building, the first 2 staff members that you will see are secretaries, Mrs. Klein and Mrs. Pinsky. They will attend to all the needs of your students and help support them in any way possible, and also help parents out with any questions they may have. So they're in the office right next door, and they're just ready for any phone calls or anything that they can do to help as we're going through the kindergarten roundup tonight. So with this, I would like to introduce the kindergarten teachers, and we will start with Mrs. Ashley Gibson.
Hello, good evening. My name is Mrs. Gibson. I've been teaching in Richmond for 8 years now. I'm also a proud graduate of Richmond Community Schools, where I attended from kindergarten through 12th grade. My husband is a principal at a private school in Port Huron, and our 2 daughters, Emma and Brooklyn, attend school here at Lee Elementary. I received my master's degree in elementary education in 2019 from Saginaw Valley State University. My favorite thing about teaching is being silly with the students and hearing the laughter in the classroom. We get silly during the day and we have a lot of fun. I love seeing the students excited to come to school each day and ready for a fun day of learning. I love teaching kindergarten because they have the opportunity to instill a lifelong love of learning in the students at an early age. And I am very excited to meet the incoming class of kindergartners for the 2021-22 school year.
Yep, and now Mrs. Gibson will talk a little bit about a day in the life of kindergarten.
So a day for all our kindergarten classrooms, we have 2 classroom recess times, and then they get another recess during their lunchtime. We have an ELA block, a math block, science and social studies in the afternoon. We have 2 snacks during the day, so we'll have a morning snack and an afternoon snack. And then we attend 1 specials class per day. So those specials include technology, gym, music, art, and STEAM. So we'll have 1 of those each day. And then it is a very exciting, fun-filled day of kindergarten. So lots of busy learning going on, lots of social skills, interacting, and having fun.
And just for a quick point of clarification, just to know, this Day in the Life of Kindergarten is for all kindergarten students, not just Mrs. Gibson's class, but for every class of kindergarten. So the kindergarten teachers, a lot of continuity, a lot of teamwork, so they follow the same schedule for that consistency also. And next, I would like to introduce Mrs. Julie Lombard.
Hi, my name is Julie Lombard. I've had the pleasure of being a teacher here at Lee Elementary for 19 years. I've taught first grade for many years, and this is actually my 11th year teaching kindergarten.
We may be able to get back to her maybe in just a moment.
You can't hear me? Okay. I love our small town community of Richmond. The staff, students, and families really do make this a great place to be. The best part of being a teacher for me is being able to make learning fun. I love seeing the smiles on their faces while they're learning, and I enjoy knowing that I'm making a difference in each of my students' lives. My husband and I personally have a little one who's almost 2 years old, so we are very excited for her to also attend Lee soon. I can't wait to meet everyone this fall, and I look forward to an amazing school year next year in kindergarten with you.
And one thing as we do our kindergarten roundups, one thing that parents, family members may ask is, how do I know if my student is ready for kindergarten? So Mrs. Lombard will talk a little bit about kindergarten readiness.
Yes, kindergarten readiness. A question on your mind may be, is my child ready for kindergarten? And really, what does that mean? So your child may or may not be able to do all the things on this list yet, but you can always start now, you can work over the summer, and you can definitely be ready by fall. Some of the things on our list of things that we would definitely like students to have mastered or close to it is being able to first recognize their own name, so their first name, and being able to write it. Holding a book and turning the pages. So this is something that you can always practice while you're reading together before bedtime. Recognizing most of the letters of the alphabet, uppercase and lowercase when out of order. So that's definitely not being able to sing the ABC song, but actually being able to recognize those letters just when they're out of place. Being able to identify some letter sounds, not all of them, but a good base of maybe a few or half would be great to start kindergarten. Being able to recognize and name our 4 basic shapes, the circle, square, triangle, and rectangle. Recognizing and naming numbers 1 to 10 when out of order. Counting to at least 20. Counting objects so they can point to the objects as they're counting. Identifying colors, and a great way to identify colors is just by using a crayon box. So you can get a crayon box with 8 basic shapes or basic colors in there, and just practice identifying those colors. One thing that we have seen lately, just students coming in not knowing how to use scissors. So just being able to hold the scissors the correct way and having a good idea of how to cut with them. Dressing and undressing themselves. For instance, just being able to put on their own jacket. Maybe we're always here to help them, but if they need help zipping up, maybe practice zipping, buttoning, putting on their shoes, maybe taking off shoes and putting on boots on for our winter weather. And also, lastly, just playing with others without having a tantrum. So some social skills is also great to have when starting kindergarten.
All right, thank you, Mrs. Lombard. Next, I would like to introduce Mrs. Lindsey Mccoy.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mrs. McCoy, and this is my 5th year teaching kindergarten at Will LE. I've also taught GSRP preschool for Richmond for 2 years, and I have previously in different districts taught kindergarten, 1st grade, and 4th grade. I have my early childhood endorsement and my master's in administration. I love teaching kindergarten because I love watching children grow throughout the school year and helping them reach their fullest potential, both academically, socially, and emotionally. We do know that a kindergarten year is a huge year for all 3 of those things. I myself have 2 children. They have attended Richmond Community Schools since kindergarten and love it. They are boy-girl twins and are currently in 3rd grade. We love being a part of the community and school, and it's a great place to be. I am very excited to meet all of the incoming kindergartners for the 2021-22 school year.
Yep, and next we're going to have Mrs. McCoy talk a little bit about our curriculum, specifically math.
So for math, we use a program called Math Expressions. And in this program, we do a lot of things. I'm just going to touch on the very basics. We do a lot with numbers, number recognition and counting, identifying shapes, doing the one-to-one correspondence. And some of these you probably heard Ms. Zonick also talk about. Sorting different things, classifying objects, basic addition and subtraction. We have hands-on manipulatives for each student. We also have workbooks that kind of double back on the lesson that we taught so that it reinforces the skill. We also differentiate our lessons to make sure that we are meeting each student's individual needs. We supplement when needed also to meet standards. So if we find something in the curriculum that might not fully touch on a certain standard, then we pull from other resources. We also do calendar daily with the students, and during calendar, we review counting, days of the week, months of the year, patterns, tally marks, pen frames, coins, the name and the amount of each, and time.
Okay, thank you very much, Mrs. McCoy. And next, I would like to introduce Mrs. Stacy Patiglio.
Hi, everyone. I'm Stacy Patiglio. This is my first year here at Lee Elementary. Prior to teaching kindergarten, I was a remedial specialist for 4 years. I have my master's from Oakland University, and I received that in 2016. And I'm very excited to be here. So I'm going to talk about the social emotional aspect of kindergarten readiness. So Mrs. Lombard touched on all of the academic as well as some social aspect of kindergarten readiness. And these are some other things that you would want to consider when considering kindergarten for your child. Are they able to complete 2-step directions? Can they sit and listen to somebody read a story for 5 to 10 minutes? Are they able to play a game and accept losing? That's a big deal because we do have kids that get very upset if they don't win. Who doesn't, right? Are they able to take turns while playing, completing short tasks with an adult's help? And are they able to control themselves, their emotions, without having tantrums? So those are some other things that you would want to consider when thinking about kindergarten. So I'm excited to see everybody.
Thank you, Mrs. Patiglio. And as we look at, we talk a lot about curriculum in schools, talk about math, language arts. But as we look at teaching the whole child, working with the social and emotional, and teaching the students some of those social skills, and teaching students how to work with their emotions, that's also a very big piece, especially a key piece in kindergarten as they're beginning their schooling career. Okay, and next I would like to introduce Mr. Stevenson.
Hi there. So I'm Eric Stevenson. This is my 6th year teaching, and I received my bachelor's in early childhood education from University of Findlay, which is actually down in Ohio. And then I left Ohio to go to New Mexico, and I taught 2nd grade down there for 2 years. Finally made my way back home to Michigan, and I got to say I'm really happy I found a home here in Richmond. The community, I mean, everything about this place has just been a wonderful experience for me. My favorite thing about teaching kindergarten is these kids, their imagination, their creativity. It's amazing how they use it in everyday learning. It's honestly just so much fun for me to watch and see how creative these kids can be. And I can't wait to start this journey with you guys.
Yep, and next, Mr. Stevenson is going to continue to talk about curriculum with English language arts.
So for English language arts, we actually use two different programs. In reading, we use a program called Journeys, and there's a whole bunch that goes into it. So I'll kind of just touch base a little bit. We'll start off, going over those letters and those letter sounds. And as Ms. Lombard said, making sure they recognize those letters out of order is a pretty big deal. Along with that, each week we'll have a sight word. And then later on in the year, we actually go to 2 sight words per week. So along with that, we're also going to start trying to work on beginning sounds or ending sounds, blending all of our sounds together to make those words and help these kids become readers. And the great thing about this program is how much things they use. We have level readers, so we can work with books at each child's level. There's a lot of visual cues that help these kids learn, and it's just overall great. In writing, we actually use a different program called From Learning at the Primary Pond. And I really like this because they're really quick lessons, but they go over a variety of things. It starts off real basic, and then it continues to grow on from there. So with this writing program, we go over things such as narrative writing, opinion, how-to, informational, and other types of writing that these kiddos will use throughout their education.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Stevenson. And next, we'll talk a little bit about is introduce you. Your students will have 5 days of specials throughout the course of the year. So one of the specials all students will have was art with Mrs. Reen Shannon. So on this slide, see a little bit of the examples of the artwork, some of what they use with crayons, markers, pencils, and some of the very unique artwork. And one nice thing that Mrs. Shannon does is always posts artwork in the hallway. So it's very nice to see that as we're walking down the hallway. Another special that students will receive is music with Mr. Dave Finley. So not only do they do a lot of singing, playing instruments, they also do dancing, plays with puppets, so a lot of different things to get the students interested in music and introducing them to some of the basic sounds and how to read music and some of those fun activities that students enjoy. Just some additional activities that they've been doing in music class for the last couple of weeks. Next special is physical education, or some people like call it gym, with Mr. Jim Barnes. Once again, as we talk about the whole child, we've talked about social and emotional. We've talked about the curriculum. Now we talk about the physical and also part of the emotional too, as they're doing different activities, different games, and some fine gross and motor skills and make awareness. I know students are always excited when they go down the gym class, especially when the weather gets a little bit nicer, they can get outside, get some fresh air, do some of their activities outside. Do a lot of activities with equipment and learning teamwork, and once again, those social skills of how to get along during different physical activities and games. Another activity specials for students is STEAM, which is science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics. Kind of fits all that in the curriculum with Mrs. Durst. So a lot of hands-on activities, always a fun class to go visit because they're doing something with robotics, with coding, with programming, just very fun and engaging curriculum. And it also supports the math and the science standards that we teach. And then some of the different activities they do with the robots, building some towers with straws, Legos, robot challenges. So once again, this is a newer specials that we've had. It's only been a couple of years, so that's one that's really taken off and students are really enjoying it. And then the 5th special that students will have here at Lee Elementary is technology with Mrs. Betcher. So they'll be in the computer lab where they learn just basic skills of a computer, how to use a mouse, click and drag, find letters on the keyboard. No, it's not like iPads or iPods where they can touch it in a touch screen. So they actually have to use the keyboard. So that's still a skill that we're using here. Finding icons, and another thing, I always talk about cyber safety. Here's some pictures of the computer lab where students will go and do some work with Mrs. Betcher. Okay, so it talks about the staff, the kindergarten teachers, the specials teachers, and now we're going to move the program to the online registration process. So this time I'd like to introduce Ms. Renee Era to go over the registration.
Hello, good evening. We are very proud to announce that we are moving to an online enrollment system. This is our 5-step process. This outlines all of the steps that you're going to need to take in order to successfully enroll your child. So the first thing we're going to do is just do the pre-registration. You're going to go to the Richmond Community Schools homepage, click on Enrolling Students. It's under the Quick Links tab on the left side, pre-registration enrollment form, and you're going to simply just fill that out. You are going to receive a confirmation email that says that you've successfully put in your pre-registration. Then you're going to receive an email from Enrollment Express talking about how to enroll in your PowerSchool Parent Portal account. And all of your credentials in order to log in will be on the bottom of your email. So take a look at that. And from there, that's where you're going to fill out all of your enrollment forms. The word forms is going to be on the left-hand side, and it's just all sequential, and it takes you to the next thing as soon as you click save. Pay attention to the fields that have asterisks in it and making sure you're not on all caps and things like that. We also have a special feature where you can save your progress and come back to it at any time for your convenience. It works best when you log back into the device that you originally started the enrollment forms with. So the last thing, once you have successfully done all of your enrollment forms, it's going to prompt you to an online scheduler in order to make an appointment. This appointment is required in order to finalize your enrollment. We are going to need to see a birth certificate. And if you have any questions or technical difficulties along the way, you can certainly set up an appointment and we'll be able to help as needed. So I'm going to show you the steps in order to get started.
Yep. And before I go next, I just want to remind those in the viewing audience that this information is on our website and that this meeting, the Zoom meeting is being recorded, so you can get all this information on our website. So I don't want anybody to be nervous and try to think they have to memorize this or write it down real quick. It's all on the website for easy access.
That's right. So when you go to the Richmond Community Schools homepage, on the left-hand side, you're just going to see under Quick Links, Enrolling Students, and you're going to click there. Next, you're just going to click on the words, click here for pre-registration enrollment, and it will take you right to it. On this same website, if you scroll down, you will actually see a copy of the 5-step infographic, as well as you can click simply on all of the links because they're live and they'll take you right to those portals. And if you keep scrolling down on that enrollment page even further, we have created a video tutorial step-by-step guide in order to help families with this process. So you can even follow along and pause the video and always keep it in your archives if you need it. And like I said, you're more than welcome to set up an appointment at any time in order for us to help you. And of course, you can always call us for assistance as well. And this is the information in which you're going to call. And I would also like to say that once you do enroll and you come down and you make your appointment, you're going to be able to receive a Richmond kindergarten t-shirt, and that is awesome, as well as you're going to be able to get a swag bag. No, but seriously, this is a great bag from our county, the Macomb County, and it's got some of those kindergarten readiness things in it that you can start practicing with your child. It's got sight words, it's got letter games, it's got practice scissors and crayons and lots of goodies. And this is absolutely free, as well as your kindergarten Richmond t-shirt. So we can't wait to have you join us.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ms. Era. Okay, next we're going to just go over some common questions and answers. Once again, this document is also on the Lee webpage under kindergarten question and answer. So some of the information that I always want to share is the office hours, phone numbers. If your child's unable to attend school, it has the phone number for you to call, and then press 1 so you can let us know if your child is missing school. Information about if a child needs to be picked up early or comes late. Just making sure that you communicate with the office so we can communicate with the teacher also. Lee Elementary does provide before and after school childcare. So once again, the times are on here. So 6:30 until 7:50. 7:50 is the time that school starts. So students are in childcare before school. We have staff that walks them down to their classroom so they're ready for class. That time for the middle of the day, that's mainly for preschool students because your kindergarten students will be in class during that time, so you won't need that 10:50 to 2:50. But that is an option if you know anybody that needs childcare during that time. Please make them aware of this information, and we can get you further information as needed. Then also after school, so from 2:50 when school ends until 6 o'clock, we do have childcare for that also. So once again, if you need additional information about childcare, this can be found on the website also. A little information about food allergy, that yes, kind of individualized per classroom depending on the students' needs in the classroom. But in the cafeteria, we do have a peanut-free table where only students can eat there if they have a peanut allergy or if it's only food from the hot lunch line, which is all peanut-free. Bus information will be sent to you soon when school begins. So I shouldn't say soon, but in August, soon before school begins. We have very specific procedures about dropping off students in the morning and picking them up in the afternoon. We don't have that information quite yet because you may have seen we have construction going on right now to the building and adding classrooms due to our increased enrollment, which is extremely exciting. But during the summer, there's going to be construction to the driveway, the road, the parking lots. So we will get this information prior to the start of school. And as soon as we have all the procedures, we get this out. And just to kind of put it, on your radar, we do have Blue Devil Days, which is usually the week or two before school starts, where we will give all this information and go through, and you have another opportunity to meet teachers, walk around the school, and hopefully walk around the school, and then get some information for the first day. So don't be concerned about what's going to happen on the first day. That information will come. Once again, for kindergarten students, we do have our responsible, trained third grade students who will go down to the classrooms prior to dismissal and help those kindergarten students walk to the buses, just making sure that they have a little bit older student that can guide them to the buses. Usually after about the first month, the kindergarten students know exactly what to do and they pick up on the procedures very well. We do provide breakfast and lunch at Lee. All that information is on the website with the food service. Specials, we want those specials. Birthday treats, due to the food allergies, teachers will give specific information once they have the class roster, and then once they have a little more information. And then the last question, I'm excited about my child starting school, but also worried. What can you say to a worried parent? You have a lot of parents who are staff members here. I remember when my daughters went to kindergarten, even though they're now 19 and 20, but it is exciting, it is nervous, and anxious times, but we find that it's mostly the parents, but the students are excited. And once they get here, they adjust, they adapt, and they just love being here. And they're so excited to see their teachers and see their friends. So we do look forward to seeing you next fall. And what we'll do, I'm going to stop sharing my screen just so we can see everybody, and we'll open this up to any specific questions that you may have. Some questions I may direct to the teachers with some classroom information. So we will try to answer as many questions as you can. Before we do the questions and answers, I do want to have two special thank yous to Mr. Jason Robbins, who helped us create the video, which will be online here in a little bit for the tour, the virtual tour of the building, since you were not able to attend Kindergarten Roundup in person. And also thank you to Eric Lamont, our technology director, who was able to put a lot of the links and everything on the district website. So a lot of help behind the scenes from those two individuals. So I want to make sure that I thank them for all their hard work and their support. So this time we will open up to any questions that you may have. And please don't think you have to ask any questions. So if you don't ask any questions, I think maybe we did a great job. But once again, ask any questions that you may have. And just looking at the screen, so I see, I'm just reading the screen names. It's Motto G7 Supra. I see that your hand is up, so go right ahead with your question, please.
Is a mask required for students to wear all day?
As of right now, yes, but that's for this current school year. So what we will need to do is wait for some guidance from the state, from the Macomb County Health Department, from the Centers of Disease Control, that they kind of let us know what we need to do. And at this, I don't want to answer yes or no for next year because we're not quite sure what it'll look like. But as we get that information, I'm guessing more towards the end of the school year during the summer. We met last July to do our preparedness and readiness plan to start the school year. So as soon as we have those, that information, we'll send out to all students also. So not quite sure this time, and I don't even want to guess which one it's going to be. I know I have a 50-50 chance, but I'm not going there at all tonight.
Right. Okay. Do you have any questions?
Sometimes it's just a lone can because
You're not even saying nothing real.
She's saying that she's excited to come to Lee Elementary next year for kindergarten, and we're excited to have you. All right,
Yes,
thank
I
you.
know. Thank you.
I see Kaylee's iPhone. You have your hand up. So if you want to go ahead and ask your question, please.
Yes, for busing next year, is that something I work out with the bus garage if it would be like an alternating schedule?
Yes, once you get kind of your beginning packet at the beginning of the school year, you'll get some information directly from Transportation Department. They'll let you know, depending on where you live, what bus you'll ride. And if there's any time you need to drop off or the student needs to be dropped off at a different location, you just contact the Transportation Department and they'll work with you about which bus that will have to be.
Perfect, thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
I don't think
Just give everybody a moment if you think of any questions. And once again, all this information will be on the website. This Zoom meeting is recorded. They'll be posted. Our virtual kindergarten tour of the building will be posted. Our question and answers that we went through on this Zoom meeting, that document's posted also. And you can always check out the district website or contact myself, any of the teachers, but specifically myself or Mrs. Manguni at any time. You can find our email addresses on the website, and we're always happy to answer any questions at all. Because once again, our goal is to make sure that the families, the parents, the students, everybody's comfortable and ready to start kindergarten on that first day. Okay, I'm not seeing any more questions, but I just want to give everyone just a moment again if you have anything.
Mr. Koshin, I don't know how to raise my hand.
Oh, I should have said, I apologize. If you want to just unmute yourself and ask a question,
Okay.
we could be
I was trying
informal.
to-
Go right
I
ahead.
was trying to figure out. So my
Go.
girls are in the GSRP program.
Yes.
Do I have to complete all the same registration process if they're going to go? Okay.
Yes, because
Yeah.
kindergarten students are considered brand new students to Lee Elementary. So all preschool students, so if there's any other preschool parents out there. So if you're in the 3-year-old, 4-year-old, full day, half day, Head Start, GSRP, yes, you still need to complete the registration just as a new student, as a new kindergarten student. So
Perfect.
thanks
Thank
for
you.
asking that question. That it kind of hopefully covers for a lot of people out there.
Yep.
hi, my name is Carson.
Hi, Carson. How you doing? Are you excited about kindergarten next year?
Yeah,
You want to start school tomorrow?
yeah.
Well, we would love to have you here, but we'll give you a little bit more time to get ready.
Okay.
It's very nice to meet you, Carson.
Hi, Mr. Koshin.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Is that Nolan? Who is that? It's hard to.
It's Nolan.
Hi, Nolan. You have the nice sunshine behind you. I closed my screen behind me so I didn't have the sun in to the back of me, so I can barely see you. Are you excited, Nolan? You be in kindergarten next year?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because I know you're enjoying preschool right now, aren't you?
We're in Florida.
Yeah, we can't wait to have you in kindergarten next year, buddy. These are the questions I like. These are easy ones. Yeah, all students can just unmute and say hi.
Mr. Koshin, all of the schools ride the same bus, right? So like Hayden and Nolan would be on the bus at the end of the day together?
Yes, that's correct. All K through 12 students ride the same bus.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome. And just so you know, the high school and the middle school start at 7:40, and then the elementary starts at 7:50. So the other schools start 10 minutes prior to the elementary. So the elementary students are dropped off last, and then they were picked up last.
What time does middle school get out?
They get out at 2:40,
Okay, perfect.
10
Thank
minutes
you.
before we do. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, I have to say, I really enjoyed this time with the families and with the staff. I hope this was beneficial, that you learned something from the meeting. And once again, if you have any friends, family who weren't able to join, please pass along the information. Please direct them to the website because it helps us out so much if we get everyone registered before the end of the school year. That way we can start looking at class sizes, we can start making classes together. So it just kind of gives us a little bit heads up. So I would highly recommend, and please ask that you register as soon as possible. And remember, once you set your appointment and you go for your appointment and finish your registration, you get a t-shirt and then that backpack full of many resources and supplies that you can use throughout the course of the summer just to continue getting your student ready for kindergarten. Okay, well, that concludes our virtual kindergarten roundup. Once again, if anybody wants to stay on, I'll be the last one on. So if anybody wants to stay behind and ask any questions, feel free to. But everyone have a great evening. We really appreciate you participating and joining us this evening. I do want to thank the staff for your time that you put in. And really, I know when you can see the teachers' faces and hear about them, puts everybody a little bit at ease, just a little comfort knowing that you've seen their smiling faces and how excited they are to be here and what a great job that they do each and every day. So thank you very much. And once again, feel free to reach out if you have any questions. So
I have a question.
Oh, yep, absolutely. Go right ahead.
When will we know who our child will have as a teacher? Like,
Yep, we usually get those letters sent out about 2 to 3 weeks before school starts.
okay.
Then we give you your teacher's name, and then we'll also send you information about Blue Devil Days. So it's kind of like an open house where you can come in, kind of walk around the school, meet the teacher. In the past, I'm talking pre-COVID where we were able to do this face-to-face. And then we met in the cafeteria. We kind of went through a little presentation like this, which just some of the where do we come in the morning, where do your students get picked up.
Right.
But if for some reason we can't do it face-to-face, we'll have another Zoom meeting and we'll get you the information, whether it's virtual or in person. We will make sure that you get all the information that you need before that first day of school.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just checking the audience, see if there's any hands up. I don't see any hands up. So once again, I appreciate your time and your commitment for your students' education, their future.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Yep, thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for joining us. Thank you. All right, thank you, teachers. Thank you, staff. Appreciate it very much. Don't see any more questions. Thanks.